I mentioned that there were these 4 critical questions in a previous video, and I talked about the first one: what is it we want every child to know and be able to do? But actually, there's 3 more of those questions that should impact the way we think about mathematics instruction. So the lesson starts, and clearly I have to have a way in which I communicate what is it I want you to know and be able to do today in this class. But the second critical question is, during the lesson, how will I know if you know it? And one of the things that I often tell all teachers of mathematics is that you cannot honestly answer that question from the front of the room. So you can't stand in the front of the room and really honestly say, this is how I know every child is with me today. Everyone's learning this lesson I want them to learn. How will I know if you know it really does require, and we tell principals this, by the way. My advice to any principal or assistant principal or anyone who coaches instruction in mathematics is to always focus on what do you see and hear the students doing. This is very important. And often we see what the students do because the teacher's at the front doing all the work, kind of like right now. If you're listening to this video, I'm doing all the work. You're really not being asked to engage in the learning yet. And so we can only see what you're doing. But if I ask the students to have discourse with one another, if I put them into an active, engaged activity, then what happens is I can move around the room and I can see and hear what they're doing. And when I say, how do I know if you know it? I'm going to have to hear what you have to say as well during that lesson. So that has an impact on that very simple, critical question: how will I know if you know it? Now, during the lesson, the third critical question that we always ask is, well, what will be my response during the lesson if you don't know it? Well, first I have to know if you're with me or not. But then my response, that's a really good question, isn't it? What's my response? Is my response just to teach it again to you the same way, a little bit louder? Is my response to pull the pencil out of your hand and show you what to do? Is my response to give you a prompt that maybe scaffolds the problem down for you? So I have to think about, what is my response when kids aren't learning? But also, what's their response? Well, and this is something we actually watch for. When we go in and watch math classes in these days, and we do this all over the country, all we do is really watch the students. We'll all take a different group of students and we'll do nothing but record what they do the entire time. And especially if a teacher comes in to help them, what do they do when that teacher walks away? So what's their response when they're not learning? Is it to shut down? Is it to persevere? Is it to sit and wait? And so you want a lesson design that's going to foster perseverance and hopefully not have them shut down when they get stuck. And then the fourth question, critical question, is, so let's just review. What is it I want you to learn today? How will I know if you know it? What's my response if you're struggling during the lesson? And what's my response if you're doing really well? How can I advance your thinking? And as I'll talk about in another video, this gets at what we really mean by differentiated instruction.